we're talking about you driving here and getting here under like a bit of pressure to make it on time. There was a story that Westlife had to go from BBC in Belfast to be on stage somewhere in Dublin. This is like the year 2000 or something, and they were given a police escort, and they did Belfast to Dublin in like 39-40 minutes.
And what way did that work? Because like, did they have the PSNI until they got the fucking Nori, and then like they hand over like the fucking Olympic torch? You know what I mean? You take them from here to Dublin.
There was probably a handover at Dundalk, like there was probably a, you know, like a passing of the baton,
like a relay. Like.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that film Speed? And you know the way there's with the bus, the escorting the bus over the bleeding motorway, and then they have to do the jump. So like the police are just gradually fading away, and they're looking at them. but it's Nicky Bourne and Brian McFadden.
Imagine the only time they're like, nah, they can cross border for Westlife. They can cross borders, like. But I don't agree with that.
No,
they didn't need to be there, like. Do you know what I mean? Like they don't need to. Like that's putting a lot of people in danger. Like if they have an accident because they're driving 200 mile an hour, you can't be like, I know, but they needed to get the stage for Flying Without Wings.
Yeah, but like, they were big, Shane.
Yeah,
they were big.
Oh, I'm not denying Westlife were big. Westlife were massive, but I don't think they should be given special powers to do 400 mile an hour. Like
my when I've 3 younger brothers now, I don't know which one it was on, but my mum was pregnant and me dad took an illegal turn and jockey, I don't know what you'd call them up here, but like a guy on a bike, like a motorbike.
Yeah,
they're like notorious for being pricks when it comes to traffic offences.
Right.
He took an illegal turn and he pulled him in, and my man's heavily pregnant in the passenger seat, and he was like, oh, she just felt like, you know, she thinks we'll be going, so he's like, no problem, and he gave him an escort to the rotunda, and he had to wait for the copper to pull off on the bike before just going on his way then. So like it can happen. Look, if I got offered one, I wouldn't turn it down.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but like you're saying,
when would you ever get an escort?
When would we need one?
Yeah.
Well, would you not get one to the SSE? No, if you were late.
I think if I needed to get an escort, I could get an escort.
Do you think you have that much pull?
Who would you ring, Shane?
I think I could get an escort. Do you now? Are we talking an official one, or like just get a cop to follow you?
No, hold on for a minute. Wait, what kind of escort are we talking about here? Are you on about escorts Belfast, or are you on about like a police escort?
Police escort.
Okay.
Right.
You could easily, I'm sure I could get an escort. Yeah, you could get an escort to follow you. It'd be such weird service to book her for, though, to be like, listen, I need you for an hour. Like, what are you thinking? I'm like, walk with me to the SSE arena in Belfast.
Yeah.
But I think I could get a police escort if I needed it.
Who are you ringing? Who are we ringing there? Like, do you have a...
What's the emergency? It'd be stage at 8.
This is like when you said you think you can kill a bear, Shane. It's a similar thing. I'm like,
I rethought that when I went in your pod.
Did you?
Yeah. I said I could kill a bear, and I was like, sure I could kill a bear. I've now thought about it, and I know I could kill a bear.
This is what shot off a few weeks after that was the whole fucking 1,000 men versus the gorilla. I was 100 men versus
100 men versus a gorilla.
That thing like shot off after that, and I'm like, if we had just had that question 3 weeks earlier.
What city in Ireland of guys would stand the best chance against the gorilla?
That is a terrific
100 guys
question.
from where? Like what's the region? You know,
what city?
Yeah,
I'd say Dublin.
Yeah, would you say 100 dubs? I'm thinking like Tipperary, you know, big men with big huge hands.
I'd say more like...
Sounded like I'm excited, didn't it?
More like...
Big man with big huge hands. I'm like, alright, Calvin. There's something to tell us, pal. Big man. Big you. The way he looked at his hand and all.
Do you ever see some fellas so the hands are like fucking shovels?
No, but obviously you do.
Yeah. Escorts Tipperary. Are we recording?
Can I think in the city,
yeah,
Dublin guys are going to have a good chance. But I think you guys outside of the city wouldn't know what to do. Like, load of Dublin guys had a load of fresh air.
Yeah, it's true.
Down.
Once you go past the M50,
the gorilla doesn't even need to do anything. I think you would all just hit the ground like.
Oh, really?
Sippers this. Leave it in. Sippers this episode of just to show I'm human. Sippers this episode of the Tea With Me podcast is sponsored by none other than that prize guy. We're talking about Ireland's #1 prize site, and he's not getting. Look, you think of people around the world are probably hearing Ireland's biggest prize, said to go, what's he giving away? You know, some punts on a bag of spuds. We're talking draws like 10 grand, like 50 grand, like 100 grand, right up to $1 million. That prize guy's casually made 9 millionaires, giving away over 130 million.
135 now.
135 million in prizes. That is insane. Dan, give me an example of a prize that's going on that site right now, because some of this stuff's wild.
A Porsche GT4.
To win a Porsche GT4, right?
Yeah.
One with the steering wheel. Yeah, 4 wheels.
How much to enter?
For a chance to win that, 45 quid.
69p currently.
Excuse me? Your favourite number?
6.
You're telling me I'm getting change out of a pound?
You're getting 31p back from a pound.
That is insane. To win a Porsche GT4.
Porsche. It's a real one. It's not a knockoff.
Well, you win the million, you could build a Porsche. That prizeguide.co.uk. Thank you for sponsoring us. The link is in the description as always. Patreon.com/Tea With Me podcast. That's all going on over there. We've just released Kill Toddy, our rip-off of Kill Tony, where we just changed 2 letters. Is up there. People doing brand new stand-up minutes. Some people doing stand-up for the first time. Some people who've done stand-up before that you like on the podcast coming on to drop a minute in. And we do a bit of a funny interview after. Me, Dave and Willie T on the panel for that. That is an Patreon exclusive. And yeah, that's what you get on Patreon. You get exclusives. When I was doing my tickets for SSE for my Hold Me Back tour, which is on sale now, we put them on Patreon a day early. That's where you got to be. Patreon.com/Tea With Me podcast. Bonus episodes, live streams, and much more. Like, pardon? Ad free. He loves the ad free. Every Tuesday, ad free episodes, AFEs. Cheers. Dublin guys can't breathe anything other than like city air.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
If you landed on Mars and you just jump straight out of the spaceship, you're like,
Yeah.
and we're only in Lucan. You're like, you know, that's how we operate. Like, we need to be sucking on exhaust pipes instead of fucking oxygen masks.
Yeah.
See, can we pick the 100 people? That's what I'd be thinking.
Hand picking.
Or is it just random 100 from the city?
Are you doing auditions? Like,
Yeah.
show us.
No, it's based like just on the city or county of guys. You know what I mean? I think you're right. I think mountain guys,
Yeah.
you know, have an advantage.
Like, Tipperary would be the hillbillies of Ireland, I think. You know, like they're the rednecks of Ireland.
Yeah.
Down that neck of the woods.
Tipperary, what?
Do you not agree? No.
Cork, no?
Cork, yeah, maybe.
It's like the furthest away.
Do you know that? Is there like a Dublin and Cork rivalry?
No.
In Cork's head there is,
Yeah.
but not in ours.
Not in our head.
This is like
Tell them what every Cork person that comes on the podcast says straight away.
that they're from Cork before introducing themselves.
Yeah.
So if you were from Cork, you'd be like, I'm from Cork, my name is Shane. You know what I mean?
We did have 2 Cork guys on, Chris Kent and Cornelius O'Sullivan, and I said like, oh, Cork's brilliant, but where else, like near there, would you recommend? And he said West Cork.
Yeah,
do you know what I
Like
mean?
as a tourist destination.
Yeah.
It's like Newcastle United and Man United. It's like Newcastle think they have a rivalry with Man United, but Man United are like, no.
Right.
That's what Cork and Dublin is like. It's like,
I owe you an apology.
Oh, me?
I owe you an apology.
What did
When
I
I
do?
went on your podcast, we were talking about names, right?
Oh, here we go.
But no. That's what I'm saying. I owe you an apology.
Right.
So we were talking about like our names, and your name's Terence, right? No.
in case you didn't know,
Yeah,
sorry.
Right, and I laughed about it. Right, first of all, I apologise because I was laughing about
Okay.
that, right? Because I was like, oh, it sounds like an old guy's name.
Yeah.
Right? And we were doing a game where we guessed when was the last person called Terence, like registered as a birth name.
Yeah.
And I assumed it was probably whatever year you were born.
Yeah.
Then I didn't realise until after the episode, I didn't know your surnames.
Right.
Then when I realised your surname was Parr and your name is Terence Parr, that's one of the greatest names I've ever heard. Terence Parr.
Why?
It's like that's a strong Irish name. Terence Parr. It sounds like if Terence Parr had been around in big moments in Irish history, like you'd have been all right.
But it took over, like.
See if you were in the GPO and you hear Terence Parr's on his way down to sort it out.
To sort her out.
There's a massive. The boats are leaving. Like. Terence Parr is on his way down. I
Is it one of them names?
No,
yeah?
I did not know that was your surname. I would
Yeah.
always give your full name if I were you. If people
Yeah.
would watch your name, I wouldn't just say Terence. I would always say Terence Parr.
What did you think his last name was?
If you had a guess, yeah.
What does he look like his last name would be?
Like Why are you moving?
Because the wheels were turning there. I was like, come on.
Well, I would be pretty good with this. Like, I will give you what your name like should be.
Okay.
Right? Like Terence Brown.
Who?
You're like you're a Terence Brown.
Terence Brown.
Yes.
Right.
100%. You're a Terence Brown.
Okay.
If I'm writing you into Fair City and they go name this character Terence Brown,
And who would he be?
first and second name or just
first and second.
Yeah, give us the government name. Come on, first and second.
you're Sam.
Do I look
Vespa?
like I look like a Sam, do I?
Sam Vespa.
Right.
Because you've like a wee bit of you're like a wee bit European as well.
Am
you
I?
are European, like
Yeah.
literally, but
Technically, yeah.
but like I mean like mainland Europe,
Right.
like something like that. Give me my name that you think I would be.
You're not a Shane, anyways. You're not
You
a
don't
Shane.
think so?
No, you're not a Shane. Definitely not a Shane.
Bjorn.
Bjorn. All right, are we going
No,
Scandinavian?
you pick. I don't want to influence you.
But you are influencing me. You're guiding me. You're like fucking Joe the Mentalist. You're like, oh, think of a number, but if it's between 1 and 5, that would be great. Yeah. And you're like 3, and you're like, yeah, see how I knew that? And you're like, oh, you completely told me what to say. I don't want to give you a Scandinavian name. I don't think you look Scandinavian.
Right.
You look. Now I'm thinking European, like a fucking Felipe or something, you know. But he's not. What does he? Graham. Yeah, Graham.
Felipe or Graham? I'm not a Graham.
Yeah, you look like if you said how's it going, my name is Graham Todd. Actually, it has a ring to it.
No, I'm not arguing with Graham. But how did you go from Felipe to Graham?
Because he was trying to influence me, and I was like, no.
But like really quick.
Settle on a name, but don't let it be Graham, because I'm definitely not a Graham. And if I'm a Graham, I'm a Graeme. I'm not a Graham.
Wait, hang on. There's another way of spelling Graham.
Yeah.
Graham.
Graham Souness is Graeme. And
Oh yeah, that's a
And there's
childish
like
way of spelling.
Graham.
Yeah,
I don't want that.
yeah, that's like cream, but with a G, so it's Graham.
why did you get so
Graham
annoyed at
Souness.
Graham? There's a Graham you don't like, isn't there,
Because
Shane?
Graham's not at the party. Like when Graham arrives, the party's over. Graham.
It's a bad name, isn't
It's a
it?
bad
It's
name.
just very bland, isn't it?
You don't realise how bad people's names are.
And I
until
think
you
you're
sit
joking
on
by
it.
saying Graham, so I'd like you to be honest.
I'm gonna give him Dan.
Dan.
He's called Dan. I don't want. You're just saying that because you met a Dan 3 minutes ago. I don't want to be. That's the laziest pick of a name ever.
We've met Dan before. We're actually very close to
we're
Dan.
close to Dan.
Hold on. That's fair from you. You went, yeah, we know Dan, we're close, Dan. You introduced yourself to him again.
I did.
About 10 minutes ago. That's your mate, his best mate.
I did.
At least when I come in, I said, good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you again. That's
I
a
said
such a
nice to
class.
meet you. I'm Dan. You were here 2 weeks ago.
He hasn't stopped talking about you since you met. He goes, my mate Terence is coming in. My mate Terence Parr.
It's awkward when that happens, isn't it?
Oh, it's horrible.
It's like, oh yes, sorry.
Or when someone comes up to you and be like, do you remember me? And you're like, no. And you're like, I met you yesterday.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
The ginger bros, like.
Yeah, we
Torn
looking
apart.
like I said that to him.
Yeah.
Are you cousins? Are you Dan Power?
Yeah.
Dan Power?
Dan Parr's a great name.
Dan Power's a great
But honestly,
Power
Terence
is
Parr.
just a great name, though, in
great
fairness. You know?
Yeah.
That's what we
Great
were saying. If he was a darts player, I'd be Terence the Power.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Would it?
Yeah, why not?
We both, our accents, we all say par in the wrong way.
Oh, 100%. You don't even say it, Shane. You just you start and just give it.
You go.
You just went par.
It says P-R.
It sounds like you're saying like it's like golf. Oh yeah, he's 2 under par.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's power.
If you combine the way, because you say it way too long,
Yeah.
you're saying par, you start saying par at like noon and you're finished by 4 p.m. Power. Like there's like you drift off. I stop abruptly.
You don't even
drift
start.
off
You put it
into the
on
distance.
snooze. You go par, and you're on snooze. Then back to bed. Accents are fucking great. I love Belfast. I swear. I love this whole part of the world. It's a great part of the
It's
world.
not Belfast.
And I said this on the way up as well. I said they get very uppity when you say this is Belfast.
Yes.
Yeah, this is.
What's
like,
the equivalent? So, do you just say Dublin, or do you say the exact part of Dublin you're from? People go, where are you from?
We'd say the exact part of Dublin.
Yeah, we say town
And we'd probably say the north side
as well. Yeah.
We would.
So town, you're talking like right in the middle.
North inner city.
There's like.
Born at the
Castleknock.
foot of the point at Grafton Street.
Yeah.
Do,
No.
do you know Blanchestown? Have you heard of Blanchestown?
Heard of it?
Castleknock is very close to Blanchestown.
Yeah.
Castleknock would be a very like posh part of Dublin. So that's like that. If people say like, "Oh, I'm from," is it West? That's West Dublin, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
And you'd be like, "Oh, you're from Blanche." You'd be like, "No, Castleknock," and you're like, "All right, relax there."
Right.
That's what you just done to me now.
Yeah.
That microaggression.
Fingless Glass Nevin.
Yeah, Finglas and Glass and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know Aslan?
Yeah, I love Aslan.
Yeah, so Chrissy Dignam is from Finglas, but Bono is from Glasnevin. And when Bono used to go around saying he was from Finglas, everyone would be like, you're from Glasnevin, you know. So that's what this is.
Is Bono liked in Dublin?
Is
No.
Is he liked anywhere?
I don't think so.
He was,
I think people
he was on Joe Rogan a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Fair play to him.
I think people like him, but there's a wee thing of like, relax.
Yeah.
Relax.
I think it was the whole fucking donate loads of money to charity, but I'm going over here to dodge tax.
Right.
Wasn't it? That
Right,
was a big thing. So
Yeah.
And I don't know why people are knocking that either. Like, no, I don't mean it like that. I just mean
This is like, I kept getting observed on my TikTok, my For You page. There's like an African politician who keeps going like, corruption is only wrong when I'm not involved.
yeah.
That was that there. I like that. If you can get away with it.
yeah.
But the issue with Bono is he's Bono.
Yeah.
So people see him doing it.
If you're worth millions and then you're organising a concert
Yeah.
for hundreds of thousands of people to donate to charity that you're not donating to, it's like, oh,
Yeah. He's not throwing a few quid in.
I don't know. I was just fucking. Like, this is all before my time. I was late to the party. I'm Graham. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was Graham to the Live Aid concert
No,
there.
Graham's not late. Graham arrived. If doors are at 8, Graham's are at 6.
Yeah,
And he's away at 7. Graham's in and out like. It's like me and my mates when we went to talk about it recently in the pub, we went to BCM and Magaluf, and people were like, oh, it kicks off at 12. I was like, class, we'll have lunch and then we'll go. 12 at night.
Yeah.
You've been the first guy to leave. It's sad. The first guy to leave.
And
Like,
there's still people coming in. You're on your way out.
people aren't coming in till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Heavy.
That's
What are we
mental, isn't it?
doing?
All them super clubs, like, it's like, oh, the show starts at 9 and finishes at 9 the next morning.
Yeah.
You're like, why?
Yeah.
Why? There's no need for that.
Have you been on holiday together?
Manchester.
Does that count as a holiday?
Yeah.
It counts as a trip.
Yeah.
It's not a holiday.
Is that not a holiday?
I wouldn't call it a holiday. Yeah. We went to Terrence snores very bad, and we went.
What is that
Terrence is like,
got to
don't
do
be
with the
exposing me.
Yeah.
But so
I thought you
we-
were going to tell a good story.
yeah, this is a good story.
Okay.
So we obviously have a hotel booked with 2 single beds, and they're about literally arm's length away from each other. But Terrence
When you push
snores.
them closer.
We actually put a divider between us. But Terrence, like, he's a really, really bad snorer. So I was like, at least
It's getting
try.
worse every time. Terrence snores. He's a really, really bad snorer.
Oh, but like he said, remember he said my gaff before, and he said in the other bedroom. So the 2 headboards were technically touching with the wall between, and I could feel my headboard vibrating from him snoring. But like, genuinely, I had to bang on the wall to try and wake him up.
Yeah.
But I was like, at least in Manchester, sleep on your side, so it'll take you longer to start snoring, and hopefully I can fall asleep by then, and I won't
Yeah.
wake up.
Yeah.
So that was grand. So he was like, don't whatever you do, don't fucking hit me, because I always have to hear him to wake him up, give him a little nudge. So he was on the side and he's snoring, so I fucking woke up and I just hear him, and he jumps, and as he tried to turn around and look, I turned over and pretended to go back asleep, and then I was lying there, I was like, who else is going to be that fucking hit him? So like
You want to
I'm
see how
pretending it
confused
wasn't
I
me.
was.
Yeah.
I'm pretending that like, oh, I didn't fucking hit you.
That's
Who else
also-
would hear him?
That's also could be interpreted as a wee bit of a spoon invite.
Oh.
You nod your friend, wake them up, and all of a sudden you're facing away on your side.
Escorts Manchester?
Is that what you would do with the missus, Shane?
Yeah,
yeah.
A little nudge and turn over?
I'd hate it if someone would spoon me. Made me feel all cozy. Yeah, protected me.
You weren't there for the little spoon. Go on.
I love that Manchester. Manchester's a trip. It's
Yeah.
not a holiday. Like.
I know, it was a flying visit. We went for the UFC when it was on at like fucking stupid o'clock in the morning. So like,
It's on at 6 in the morning, the main
we
event.
literally got there, put the bags in the hotel, left, came back to the hotel, had about an hour to go to sleep before we had to check out then.
Oh,
Yeah, it was horrible.
rough. You know when you come out of the arena.
But hold on. It was on in the arena at 6 in the morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one that was only last year.
What's that called?
It's the new one, the co-op.
Do they do it to match the American times?
Yeah.
They did for
I've
this
never
event.
heard of that. I hate that. Sippers, this episode of the Tea With Me podcast is also sponsored by none other than Manscaped, the #1 in men's below the belt grooming. Dan, you were doing that thing there where someone's reading something and then you slightly don't know you're doing it, but you're miming along to it, and it put me off because you weren't fully opening your mouth for it. Manscaped is the #1. They have everything. It's coming into the summer as well. It's coming into that warmer weather. You need to be smooth down there. Let me tell you right now, I am smoother than ever, and I'm a Manscaped guy, but I'm smoother than ever down there. Right? Make of that what you will. We're going skin fit. Yep.
All over.
All over. Be weird if it was just like 8 on top still. Manscaped has the best men's grooming products. They've got I have the Lawnmower 4.0 behind me, but Manscaped left that in the dust. We're in the 5.0 Deluxe Ultra Pro.
Yeah, I think the one on the shelf above might be the 5.0.
And they just do them in black, isn't that right, Dan?
Absolutely not.
There's a new white hot colour as well. Unbelievable. This stuff, honestly, when you're going on your summer holidays, when you're going on your trips, get some Manscaped products, take them with you. Zoom, you'll be looking great. Manscaped.com, use the code T with me for 15% off and free shipping. The link is in the... That's right.
Are you big into MMA, UFC? Well, I know Paul uses MMA.
To compete, not to watch.
Okay. And anyways, with the numbered UFC events, so like UFC 301, 302, they're pay-per-views, so they have to be on US time. And this one was, but it was in Manchester. So we went in.
They don't all have to be on that.
Must be
the numbered ones are pay-per-views, yeah?
Yeah, but I think this was the first time they did it in England.
No, because Bisping fought in Manchester as well, and that was during the night.
What about Darren Till that time when he fought?
It was a fight night.
Was it?
Yeah, that was the one he got sparked out.
Yeah.
That must be. That'd be the snooziest crowd.
Oh, it was
atmosphere
brilliant.
must have been shit.
We were sitting there when Tom Aspinall was coming out, and everyone around us was asleep.
Yeah, and if you like
Every
on TikTok the next day, it's just like people zooming in, everyone's snoring asleep. And when we left, the sun was up like this. It was like pure bright. It was horrible trying to like
And
get
there was people killing each other.
Yeah.
At 6 a.m, everyone's at the being asleep, groggy.
Yeah.
And there's people boxing the head off each other in the sun.
At that time of morning, like.
Oh.
But after being out
not
all
right.
night as well.
Like, just meet him later on and fight him.
Yeah. Have your porridge and then have it. That's what I wouldn't fight in an empty stomach. Like. If a guy tried to start me at 6 a.m, I'd say, I'll see you after, see you at 11. It's the earliest I'll fight.
To me, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 11's the earliest I would fight. Like.
Yeah. No, it's rough. Yeah.
And I'll no later than 4. You get me between 11 and 4.
And you're ready to fight.
That's prime time. Shane Todd, ready to box.
Yeah.
Why 4? It's a bit early, no?
Just I'd be more in my prime coming in the late afternoon. Yeah. But no, I'm not.
Shane's different to other athletes. Other athletes have a prime like few years. It's usually 28 to 32.
Yeah.
Shane's like 11 to 4.
Yeah, 11 to 4. That's my window.
Of the day, yeah.
That's my window. I wanted to ask you about when I was on Talking Bollox. We were talking about me wanting to be in like Love Hate or something like that.
Yeah.
Talk about shows like that. The time is right for the three of us to make a move.
Yeah.
Have you seen this? RTE have announced a new show.
No.
I think it's from the makers of Love Hate.
Right.
Aidan Gillen's in it.
Lovely.
That's a no-brainer, by the way.
Yeah.
He's in.
I said we literally talked about this. He's in everything.
He's in it.
Anything gangland related, no matter what part of the world it's in.
Yeah.
If it's in Ireland, right, he's in it. If it's in fucking the USA, he's in it.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Yep.
Why he's cool?
Not changing his accent at all.
Not is it
Doesn't need to.
Is it like a requirement? He has to be in it.
By law, he has to be.
He has to be in it. Yeah.
So he's in it.
Right.
They've announced the main cast, but sometimes that means they've only announced like they haven't announced all the roles. Maybe I haven't finished casting it yet, and I think it's like because Northern Ireland Screen are helping fund it, so there could be a north-south element to this,
like a DEI kind of thing that you have to be in it because you're from the north.
No,
or
I
else
just
you take
mean
the
like
funding away.
the locations might be in the north. The storyline might be like a.
Why does he have to be a charity part?
Well, because he's at the saying it's like
He's
they're
like-
funding it. So I was like, right, well, it's like it's like if the manager has a son, he has to start.
No,
Does he?
no.
Yeah, every team ever.
I'm not saying I should just be given a part for that reason.
Right.
I'm saying we should be in it because we could just be good in it.
Right.
I don't want them to just look. If they give me, it's like Westlife with the escort or Bono with the charity money. Like, if they'll just give me it, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But like, I would audition. I would like us to be in it.
On merit.
Yes.
And what would our roles be, Shane?
Would be called the Border Boys.
Right, okay, you've thought about
That's
this.
as far as I've thought though.
Right,
So I don't know what we do, but I think we just hang out at the M50 toll, and we just give people a look like this, careful sort of thing. I think yeah, when the criminals are going up and down, we're just in those toll booths.
We just look at them.
The three of us, yeah.
The wave them on kind of buzz. You don't have to pay $280. Go ahead.
Yes, I guess like a.
Yeah.
subtle. Like.
Yeah, we know you're shooting 50 kilo worth of heroin through, but
Yeah,
wait,
yeah,
go
yeah.
ahead there.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
give them the nod, yeah.
yeah. Wink and a nod.
Yeah.
How do we go
like
about
the
this? Oh, well, actually sounds
Well, we're
interesting.
planting the seeds now.
Oh, okay.
We're planting
okay.
the seeds now.
So hopefully there's an RTE producer or executive listening to this.
Yeah, and we meet at the Apple Green
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Dundalk.
right.
Feels neutral, like.
Yeah, halfway kind of bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where like we'll get our mission, but our missions only involve the toll booth. Like.
Yeah.
I love your imagination. I said this year when I met you the last
Yeah.
time. Your imagination runs wild on you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You get excited, like
Yeah.
like you'll see something and you just go with
Yeah.
it. And now
I'm
here
excited
we are,
about this. Like.
the border boys.
Yeah.
Can we change the name?
No. We could be. You
What
want to be the
border?
border man?
A coming of age drama about these lads used to hang around at the border.
and actually, it's metaphorical. Like going through the toll is us going through
Life
Life.
and
going
maturing.
from boyhood to manhood.
Yes.
Oh, boys,
Yeah.
I'm crying.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
emotional, that.
Yeah. Can we cut all this and actually go and pitch it now? Because this is a great idea.
I would love it.
Yeah.
Like I was late to the love hate party. Well, Graham is always late.
Yeah. Or he's always early. Leaves
I
early.
was too early for it.
Yeah.
But I loved it. But I watched it. You know, I couldn't get involved in it. I couldn't let them know I'd like to have been in it. And then Ken sort of didn't say anything to me about that. But this one, if we get in early enough, I would love that.
I've never watched Kim, boys.
I've only watched 1 or 2 episodes.
See, anything to do with inner city Dublin, it's good.
What?
Any program that has inner city Dublin in it, it's good. Like, no, do you think they do a bad job of it?
Yeah.
That's what we think about anything that films in
100%.
Belfast. So you probably watch Belfast stuff and go,
That was class.
that's good. I'm
Yeah.
the same with Dublin, but the people who really are there, are
Yeah.
like, this is not a good reflection.
Yeah, man.
Everyone in Dublin wears shorts.
It's mainly just yeah. Exhibit.
All the boys wear shorts. Like.
Did you watch Mobland?
Yes.
What do you think of the accents in that?
The weird thing is, Pierce Brosnan.
It's from the West Indies.
Do you think they said West Cork, but he misheard the Cork bit and thought they said Indies?
Something like that, yeah.
It feels weird because if you were an actor in it with him, you'd be going, but is this not your real accent?
Are you not from fucking Nice?
Yeah.
Like, fella's from Nice.
Yeah.
Wait, is this an Irish show?
Have you not watched this?
No.
All right.
Tom Hardy's great now, by the way.
Guy
Tom Hardy's
Ritchie
class.
makes it.
Right.
Tom Hardy, Helen Mirren, Pierce Brosnan. Her Irish accent is more believable than his.
Yeah.
And where's she from?
In real life, England.
England.
And Pierce Brosnan's running about like that there now.
I'm Conrad Harrigan.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, mate. Like, what the fuck is...
Yeah.
But, yeah,
Oh,
man,
but Jesus.
that's what he's like that. He's exactly like that.
Do you know when you go on holiday and there's guys outside the restaurants trying to bring you in and they say,
Where are you
slang,
from? And you're like, Ireland. Ah, my brother.
Be Jesus.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. That's what he's doing. That's how he's learned his accent for this. But they should have said to him, just do your real accent.
Yeah.
Just do your actual. You don't need to act here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the accent.
Just
that
go
you do.
home for 6 months,
Yeah.
and then we'll come to you and film it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it's just, it's absolutely
He's struggling.
atrocious.
I heard it's lethal though.
It's not
It's
bad.
good.
It fell off a bit at the end.
Don't
Here's
start
my
talking
issue
about
with
the end.
every series at the minute. It's setting up for the next series. And I
Yeah.
know they all have
Yeah.
to do that, but there's never an actual ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm watching The City Is Ours at the minute, which is like a
Is that the
Scouse
Liverpool
one.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. But yeah, when I watch Dublin stuff, I always go like,
Do you know who the new Aidan Gillen is? Your man who's in Kin and he's in Mobland as well. He has a beard and he doesn't
Emmett
move his mouth.
Scanlon.
Is that him? Talks like this all the time.
Yeah.
Watch the story.
He's-
I'm a tough man.
He's got the look.
Yeah. He should be in a ventriloquist.
Or
So
you
imagine
saying
he has a
Can't even
puppet.
see the lips move.
You can't see the lips now. He's like, watch the story. I'm a gangster now. I will. What are you? Or whatever. I was like, why is his mouth not open?
Has there been any bad Dublin accents in stuff? Or
Fair
like
City.
what stands out?
Fair City.
It's a soap, right?
Hey.
Which one is bad in that?
Don't know. But like, no, don't know that name, Shane. Sorry,
Right,
don't
right,
know
right,
that
right.
I
name.
just thought you meant in general. I
No,
haven't a
but
clue.
do you not watch Love Hate and go, oh, I don't know.
Some
yeah,
of them are,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, oh, yeah, just like, oh no.
Yeah.
Do you get me? I think it's mainly that's my issue with dramas and programs. It's the accents.
And I wouldn't mind, the roles are not that big. Why don't you just cast someone from Dublin?
Do you feel like that about Belfast?
For the border boys, they'll get in, you know, guys from London.
Cork. Yeah, London, yeah.
I feel that about Belfast. Yeah, there's always one accent that stands out, and you're like, it was perfect apart from this, but this is throwing off everything
Yeah.
else.
What did I watch from Belfast? Oh no, this is separate. What did you think of Derry Girls? Did that do justice to the North, or
Well, I think that they had the right idea, which was, well, I was going to say all the actors are from Derry. They weren't. Two of the girls aren't.
yeah,
But I think Jamie Lee and Saoirse, being like the two leads, are from Derry, so that
helps.
helps it a lot.
Yeah,
And then everyone else bar the two other girls, I think. But like, I suppose there's never a thing where every single person has like the native accent, but it's
Yeah.
weird. It's weird to me.
I think it throws off everything though. Like
Yeah,
with
it
Mobland,
distracts everything.
yeah, like look at
Well,
Mobland.
you
It's like
wouldn't cop a bad Belfast accent, would you? Or a bad Northern accent? No?
no, not fully, but like
Right, here's what it would be like. Here's what a bad one would be like. Right, give me a scenario.
I'm gonna punch your head off if you don't have the money.
Oh, don't make it too like
I'm
intimidating.
sorry.
well,
relax.
we have a restaurant table booked for 3 o'clock, and it's 2:45 now, and you're only out of the shower.
Right, and he's on the phone to his mate.
Yeah,
Right, so this would be a bad Belfast accent and a thing. Hey, that's me just out of the shower. I'm going to be a bit late, okay, mucker? Now, would you notice that as bad Belfast?
That's not bad.
That's mental.
Was that bad?
Yeah.
yeah.
Was it? I would have never copped that.
They would probably talk a bit like this if they were doing bad Belfast. And he has a stutter, this guy. I didn't tell you that about the guy. I know you didn't say that, but that's what he has.
Shane is method acting. He's getting
Have you
into the
been
role.
in anything? You ever acted in anything?
No, we were in a music video.
What we?
Yeah.
How do you not know you were in a music video?
Oh yeah.
The original
Yeah,
Red
I
Boys.
forgot. Yeah, but when he said music video, I thought like gangster rap.
In the background.
Yeah, I thought like, and someone had an XL bully and fucking a balaclava on. And
I
was
think
in the
I know
background.
why you're not in it.
You know?
Yeah.
That, you need to loosen that up. Like,
Yeah. Well, look. I'm not a criminal, lads. What do you want me to say?
I'm not a guy.
I have a fucking mortgage. You know what I mean? There's not a criminal out there with a mortgage, and that's a fact.
Yeah.
We were in one music video.
We were in.
Have you ever acted in that?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
were the twin sisters in the
Oh,
horror
yeah, that
film.
as well. Yeah, they were brothers, but yeah. You
Have you
know,
not in the actual horror, the twin sisters?
yeah,
Yeah.
So you know, in The Shining, you know the way he's going down the hallway and the two fucking girls are there.
Come in the wee bikes. Are they on wee
Yeah,
bikes?
no, he's on the bike and they're standing there. So
Yeah.
we done like a mock of that in a thing on RTE.
Free gaff.
It's called Free Gaff.
Yes,
Yeah. So
yes.
we done that, and that was it.
Have you done like, have you chatted much to like RT and broadcaster stuff down south? Because you started the podcast independently. When was it? 5 years ago?
2020. Yeah.
Yeah, coming up on 5 years.
Amazing for me to have worked that out.
It's like you've done your homework. You're fucking crazy.
So have you in that time had much like interest from like broadcasters and things
Yeah.
like that to come and do something with us? Or
For some reason, China always ends up turning out that they want something political.
Yeah.
what, like you guys that interview politicians?
No.
or-
Well, yeah, there's it kind of.
Yeah,
that.
well, yeah, but
But then
as in like they want to hit on undertones that are very sensitive, and it kind of lose. You're never going to paint anyone in a good light talking about these topics, and you're
Right.
like,
we kind of had one just over the line. That was going to be a
literally,
great show.
Yeah.
And everything was approved, and we're like, this is going to be great. Like, loads of comedy in it, just a bit of crack. And then they were like, and they want this part in it as well somewhere. We were
Right.
like, no.
like what there was like you can touch on stuff and you can highlight stuff, and I get that, but like they were like, no, this needs to be the main focus of the whole thing.
Did you feel it was a case of they were like, we want you to do just what you do, what you're comfortable with, what people
Yeah.
know you for, but then the goalposts just
Yeah.
slightly start changing?
At the finish line as well.
Yes.
Right at the finish.
Because
Yeah.
like they get you and you're like, this is it, and it was like, well, we're thinking about moving it this way, and they're like, that's perfect, that's what we want, and we're like, yeah, let's do it, so we can get passionate, we can get behind this, and then at the end it's like, oh no, it has to be this, and we were like, oh, all right, and they were like, it's kind of this or nothing, and we're like, right, well,
It's nothing.
But I think it was one of them where you don't expect someone to pull the plug.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because we'd gone, this went on for nearly 2 years. And I mean, we were just about to sign the dotted line, like, and they're like, and this as well, you just need to speak about it. I was like, nah,
and it was more than just speak, it was like, this is the focus.
let this be the topic of the show. And was like, no.
Yeah.
Oh, so so that's it.
The whole,
whole
thing
thing,
changed.
yeah, the whole thing
The whole
changed.
dynamic changed as you're about to sign it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, anything that comes from broadcasters and all is usually something like a serious topic.
Yeah.
And we're like, ugh.
Just put us in love, hate,
because
that's
like
all we
obviously
want.
on the pod you do serious interviews, like I do a little bit as well, where like you can have a silly conversation with someone or like a serious conversation, talk about serious topics, but 9 out of 10 times you are having a bit of crack and just
Yeah.
having a laugh, and if that's if you just aren't doing, if you're then on TV and you're not doing that, people are going to go, well, what is this?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely. But it's more so we don't even mind going on and doing something that's serious.
Yes.
Once it's not so political.
Yes.
Why does it have to be political?
Yeah.
You know, why does it have to divide viewers? Well, obviously for them, it's like, because this is what brings in viewers.
Yeah, and like young people, not just young people, people are watching TV or listening to your podcast to like get away from that.
It's an escape. Yeah.
What was it like doing the Late Late Show?
Nervous. Yeah.
It felt like someone died.
Yeah.
You know, that's how me and Calvin broke the ice after like a 20-minute drive to the RTA studios.
Yeah.
We're driving and no one's speaking, there's no radio on, we're just looking straight ahead. And then Calvin goes, it feels like someone died, doesn't it? And I was like, yeah, it was horrible.
I felt like I was driving to a funeral.
Is it live?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Do you know what else I only remembered? Do you remember your man, like, he's like the booker, is it? The fella who got us on, would you call him the booker? The producer?
I don't know, yeah.
He settles down.
Why is this such a big part of the story?
Because remember, he settles down
Like his role.
and you were like because that was the only time I ever seen him. I haven't seen him or heard from him since. He just disappeared. He's a figment of the imagination.
The booker does it?
Yeah. So he was like, so this is the run through, you're going to do this, blah blah blah, this person's on before, then you're on at this time, blah blah blah. And he said, can I course? And he was like, oh, like, yeah, but try not to. And he's like, we only get one C-bomb per show. And I was like, that's mental that they have a number of amount of times you can say cunt.
Yes.
Like, people are so offended by that one word. You could like F and blind and say whatever you want. Fuck this scumbag, this, that, you're that. No one will say anything. You say, oh, that cunt. Oh, pull the plug. Get them off that stage. Yeah. That's crazy.
I love that you could F and blind. You can say cunt, but F and blind. I love that you abbreviated F to be like, I wouldn't say that word.
That's where I draw the line.
But it makes me, I think that's the most nerve-wracking part about live interviews, is that I think so much of our language is coursing.
Yeah.
I'm putting you in that bracket. I don't even know.
You're one of us now, Shane.
Yeah, the border boys.
The border boys?
We course a lot. It's how we describe things. It's how we're telling a story about something dramatic that happened. It's all through fucking, there you go, coursing. Yeah. And then they're like, yeah, so don't course. That just, I don't know, puts a stop in the middle of my brain somewhere.
Yes. Because if they hadn't said that, you might not necessarily do it a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but it makes you aware of it.
Yeah.
But could you like, because Late Late Show's massive, like, and you probably grow up watching it and see people on, there's iconic moments from it, and then you're on it. Did you feel like you were able to enjoy it when you did it?
No, it got me. No.
It was horrible.
The least inspirational.
He's usually the nervous one, and I'd be like playing it cool. So I'd be trying to be like, right, if he looks at me being cool, he has to be cool then. Right. And I was like, Terence, look at this, and I was like, I had Parkinson's. I was like rattled. I was like, I'm rattling, and like I'm even going counter intuitive to what I do. I'm like, I need to keep him calm. I'm like showing him how nervous I am. I was like, Terence, look. Like fucking Ozzy Osbourne. I was like, oh.
I didn't realise how big the Late Late was, Shane.
Yeah.
Wasn't like a thing in the household where you sit down and you watch the Late Late, because that is a thing in many people's household.
Yeah.
Wasn't that for me. People were just saying to me in the 2 weeks, we only found out the week before.
Yeah.
They rang us on a Wednesday. We're like, so Friday night 8 o'clock, are you going to be there? And we're like, yeah.
And they were like, don't tell anyone. And I was like, we haven't got enough time to tell anyone. We're on in like 20 minutes.
Yeah. But people are like, this is huge, and they're telling me how many fucking viewers they get and everything else, and that just fucked me up then. Because at first I was like, yeah, we're on the Late Late. So cool. And then everyone's like, the Late Late?
Yeah.
When someone says that, you're like, oh, what we had to do here?
Those
you know
pages, remember those pages on Instagram, and you were like, rumours are emerging that Talking Bollox are going on the Late Late Show, and I was like, what's this, like a transfer?
Who's the leak?
No.
I was 30.
No, that's the most, by the way, that's the most leak face I've ever seen in my life.
I remember you put a story up because the page had your story screenshotted, and his story was like, oh, we're on the Late Late on Friday, and you're sitting in the car.
Yeah.
And yeah, look.
Was I not meant to tell people? I'm not finding this out.
But like I was saying, I remember I put up on Twitter then, I was like, just got word that we're going to be on the telly on Friday night, and I think I put like a wink or something like that. Yeah. Basically telling people without telling people. Terence was like, we're on the fucking Late Late Show at 10:15, giving like exact time and everything.
I can't believe I was the leak this whole time.
You're the leak.
Yeah. I didn't know.
That's the downfall of the border boys, like.
Yeah. Terence going to sell us out. But like, what are you going to do? Like, you told people that you're on. You're not.
I put up a story saying that. I remember the story now.
Yeah, I remember.
I just put up saying we're on the Late Late tomorrow night. See us then.
Yeah.
And I just stopped.
Subtly hinting that you'd be on it.
Yeah, and I remember a page had like a screenshot of you in the car being like, rumour is talking about it. And I was like, it's not a rumour, he's just confirmed. He's literally said it.
Who else was on?
That night?
Oh, one who done the Eurovision.
With the longish dress?
Yeah, this was mad,
no,
Shane. The week before, you know why they picked the representative of Ireland, they do like a show on the Late Late.
Yes, yep.
Eurostar, is it? And they fucking, whatever, they vote. She had won it the week before. Bambi Tug. Yeah. She had won it the week before. So she's back on now to talk about that. But we were sitting in the green room and it was really like awkward because it's like we were in the green room here and there's about 50 people over there and no one would mix with us, we wouldn't mix with anyone. So we're just sitting there and she comes in with a big, huge, massive dress and starts doing like twirls. And we were like, who the fuck is your one?
Yeah.
The fucking size of her dress, it was huge. Yeah. So she was on. And then they done a pre-recorded interview with the son of
Bailey, was it?
Yeah, Sophie de Plantier, the girl who was murdered in Cork.
Right. Oh, the documentary was about.
Yeah,
right.
Her son was on because the fella who was accused of murdering her had just died.
Right.
Ian Bailey.
Yeah,
is it? He had just died. But that was a pre-recorded one. So it was like Bambi Tug, 20 minutes of us just sitting there, then us. Oh, and then your man, the singer. Fuck, can't remember his name.
Oh, the go.
Yeah.
Marty Pillow.
Yes.
From Wet, Wet, Wet?
Yes.
Now, were you talking to Marty?
No.
But like...
Why, he say he's not...
Every middle-aged woman in the crowd.
What did he sing? Have you ever heard Angel Eyes by Wet, Wet, Wet? Because he probably sang... What's their main one? Their main song.
Who's this?
Wet, Wet, Wet. They have like a...
Is it not Rain and Men?
Oh, I know the song you're on about.
Is their song not like Rain and Men and it's called Wet, Wet, Wet or something?
Oh,
no.
I know what Men mix.
Because I couldn't stop listening to it.
I know what it is. They had the record for like most weeks consecutive #1 and then that was Bet Boy.
Love Is All Around.
Yes. Love Is All Around.
What a tune.
Okay. Now he'll have sang that, but what you need to get in on is Angel Eyes by Wet, Wet, Wet.
Sing it there.
And with those angel eyes.
I took him on the Late Late again.
It's like it sets a tone, put it that way.
But Shane, you want to see the women in this audience?
You swear
they were wet.
Yeah, soaking wet.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest star now?
Justin Bieber.
What?
Girls would scream for him, no? Don't do that shit.
By the way, if he was quick with the temporary big hands, you were quick with Bieber there. Who did the ladies like? Justin Bieber. Some guys like him too. Like I don't know who, but some guys do like him. Like which is fine, by the way.
And he's just like Justin Bieber, and you get him a look, and he's like, girls would scream for him. Would they? Yeah.
Don't do that shit. Don't do that.
But you swear Justin Bieber was there anyways. And it was like, Marty Pello. I was like, who the fuck is that? He sounds like he plays up front by Juventus. Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Del Piero and Marty Pello up front. Then got involved in the corruption scandal, but they stayed with Juventus when they got relegated and got them back up.
Marty Pello left. Marty Pello.
Yeah, did he?
He could chase bigger and better things. When they went back up to Serie A,
he went back.
Oh, they tried.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Marty Pello was top scorer at the Euros 2008.
So he wasn't talking to you, like?
No.
Did he know who he was?
We didn't talk that. In fairness, you, I think with your nerves got a bit carried away.
What did he
trying to rob stuff and all. He did. He said he wanted to take something as a souvenir.
Yeah. Paddy Kilty's watch.
Paddy Kilty was actually sound.
Lovely.
He was the first person that spoke to us. He came in, he introduced himself, and he said, "Look, we're gonna have a bit of crack." And he made a few jokes about the podcast, like references to the podcast and stuff. And then that was it. I was like, he was sound.
What did you try and steal?
I was thinking.
Frame.
I was thinking anything that wasn't nailed down, Shane, but like it's literally an empty table and a big huge fucking 60-inch telly, and I was like, I wouldn't get that in the booth.
It was like an empty photo frame.
I mean, I've heard of actors like on set they'll take like a wee memento from
I've
the
already
set
took
after
something
filming.
It's already that's.
I love that you're like, oh, as a memento, I've taken this plasma.
Yeah, see that?
No, it was proper bracketed onto the wall.
That's a one-of-one piece of art, though.
Yeah,
when that goes on the market, we'll know about it.
No problem. That's going in my sitting room. Yeah, no, don't need it on the. No, if you rob the Mona Lisa, you're not going to try and sell it. Am I right?
Well, why would you rob it?
I wouldn't want it, and I wouldn't put it up in the house.
Would you not?
It's shit.
Is it? I've never seen it.
Here's what it is.
I've never heard of
this.
A man.
This is what you're missing. Like a wee potato-faced woman.
Yeah, I know, but like, imagine someone coming into your gaff. Can I go to the toilet? Yeah, it's upstairs, and they go in, and you're like, "That's the fucking Mona Lisa," and you're like,
but isn't that
and
like thousands of them?
Yeah, that's a joke where you go, that's the original, and people,
Yeah.
but it is.
But it is, yeah.
In your gaff, like.
Yeah. So that's what I would do. How did we get talking about the Mona Lisa?
The late, like.
Yeah, and anyways, it was nerve-wracking, and
yeah, it was a bad experience. Well,
it was.
But
bad,
if you did it again,
be different.
you'd be totally.
It's on YouTube. You can get the whole. They clip the whole interview. It's on YouTube if you want to watch it.
Did you make any gaffes during it? Like, did you say anything during it where you went, "Oh, why did you say that?" Or was it all?
I feel like the whole 15 minutes was just that. Like you were just speaking, you're like, "Why did I say that?"
No, he kind of. This what fucked me up a bit, Shane. Yeah. Backstage, he was like, "Oh, I'll probably ask you this, and this." That producer, I was like, "We'll probably ask you." So backstage, she came in. She was like, "We'll probably ask you this one, this one, this one, and this one." And we were like, "Lethal." I was in my head and all already. I was like, "He says that, I'm saying this," and we went down and none of them questions got asked.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh."
See, I don't like the setting up of the questions.
Yeah.
I'd
Neither
rather
do I.
either have these are definitely going to be it, or we just talk.
100%.
Because you used that from the podcast
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
What was the first episode of the podcast you recorded? Like, what was the setup?
Don't listen to it
Right.
to start with. We took
Or you
Calvin's.
slobber at me for half an hour.
No, it was just.
Literally, in my ma's kitchen during COVID, we had to wait till the place was empty. So everyone's gone to work and school or whatever. I put my phone on the table. The recorder app, you know, the voice note recorder app on
It
your
comes
phone.
with the phone.
Comes like built in with the phone. Bang, on the table. Here, play on that. Terrence is on one side, I'm on the other.
And we had to restart it 5 times.
Had you done anything
Never.
beforehand?
Never.
No background or anything
Never.
like that?
No.
Yeah.
And the thing is as well, is like we went to do it, and like I'm opening her up for like 3 minutes or whatever, and I'm like
On his
blah blah
own.
blah 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 blah, and what do you think it is? And Terrence was looking at me blank, and then I had to like stop it, start again. I'm like, Terrence, this only works if there's like 2 of us speaking here.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I was a bit nervous. I'll get it this time. And then I'm trying to remember everything I'd said, and I'm like, right, we'll go again. Bang, and I'd be like, yes, and this is what's going on now, and blah 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 blah. And what do you think it is, Terrence? And he'd be like, all right, do one more time. And I'm like, oh.
Shane, I felt like I was in on a section.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, before and after, we're chatting away and having the buzz. As soon as he pressed that button, it fucked me up.
Yeah.
I didn't get used to that till probably 100 episodes in.
The talking part of it.
Yeah, it's horrible, Shane.
The worst part is, like, with live shows and stuff like that, he'd just be like, so with live show, we're putting a bit of planning together or whatever, and he was like, what if I forget to talk? And I'm like, we've done over 200 episodes of a podcast.
Yeah.
The least of my concerns is that you'll forget to talk.
That's like Marty Pello forgetting to sing. Marty, this is what you do.
Literally what you do, mate. It's in the title of the podcast. Talking Bollox.
What was the first episode? Was there a particular episode where you went, people started to know what this is now?
Yeah.
Or that suddenly took off? Was
Episode 1.
No, but like, I mean one where people started talking about it from then?
From then, yeah. That's why we had to do
No,
episode 2.
Yeah, no, it's very confusing, Shane. Because episode 1 is like the worst episode of any podcast that you'll ever listen to in the history of podcasts. It's definitely in the top 5 worst ones.
Right.
And for some reason, people, like, because we, like, see on social media and all, we were like, we need to get this out on social media. I had like 700 followers, he had like 500 followers, and we had nothing, like.
Yeah.
And we just put it out there, and then, like, these messages were just coming in. And we were like, how the fuck do these know about this podcast?
Yeah.
And then they were like, you need to do another one, you need to do another one.
It was
Then
trending number 1 in Ireland.
Just audio?
Just
Yeah,
audio.
just audio.
Just on the phone, that's it?
The
Yeah.
worst audio you'll ever hear, the
Yeah.
worst content you'll ever hear, and just went trending number 1, and then we were getting messed. And I remember, like, after, like, some girl in, like, a culture anyways, like, she's from a different county, texted us, and we were like, what the fuck, how did she hear about this? Like, and then we were like, we better do another one. And then we just kept doing it every week. And the horrendous, Shane.
Who was the first guest you got on?
Who was the first?
Was it
guest?
Conor Ryan?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It was. We had, like, at the start, we had, like, loads of influencers.
To
So,
try and,
like,
like-
just like local people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
but at the time as well, like, they were all good little episodes at the time.
Yeah.
But it was
It was
like,
in the heart of COVID as well. You need to
Right,
realise
right.
that. Like, people would have listened to fucking anybody at
Yeah.
that time, you know?
But then, episode 9, I think it was, Barry Keoghan shared the podcast for us on Twitter.
Yeah.
And was just like, go and listen to these lads, blah, 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 they're from my area. And then Liam Cunningham texted us, you know, our Game of Thrones?
Oh, aye, yeah.
He
Great
texted
actor.
us saying, oh, Barry told me to send us a message, congrats on doing the podcast, I'd love to be a guest. We were like, what the He's like 500,000
And did that
followers.
happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the 9th episode.
Yeah.
We were like,
What was this? Because obviously now, like, when I came down and did your pod, we'll go into the
Studio,
nice
yeah.
studio in the middle of Dublin. So what was he coming into? Where did you record?
online.
We had to do it on Zoom. It was in COVID, so
Sure,
like you
right,
couldn't
right,
you
yes.
couldn't really fault
It's
people.
the
Like, I don't
only
want to.
Zoom one we've
Yeah.
ever done.
Yeah.
Right.
Was with him, but we couldn't turn it down. It's the 9th episode. Of
course.
Yeah.
And he's fucking...
Was he great?
Oh, he was so patient as well, wasn't he? Because it was on Zoom.
He's brilliant and everything.
Yeah.
And we didn't pay for the yoke, remember?
Yeah, so we didn't have to the way the premium Zoom.
Yeah.
So like you only get like 30 minutes.
They get 25 minutes.
So like he's in the middle of a deep conversation. We're like, yeah, Liam, you just wait. We're gonna pause this and ring you back. And he was like, yeah, no problem. I was like, you're fucking sound.
Yeah, he was great with us.
But then it was even mad. Like, so we were like Liam Cunningham. But then like 5 episodes later, like Chrissy Dignam was on. We were in Chrissy's kitchen in his house doing an episode with him. And then you're just like...
And was it something that was like really popping off in Dublin, and then you started to notice other, like you say, other places?
Yeah, we were getting the odd message from outside of Dublin, like the odd one. But then it was like majority of messages and feedback was coming in from outside of Dublin.
Yeah.
Then you'd have people in Australia, like all the Irish in Australia, and then England, and someone would say, I'm over in Toronto, and we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, it's just so strange.
Or when you get those analytics in and you see like one person listening in Saudi Arabia, you're like, what's going on here?
Here's one for you. We were the #1 podcast in Bahrain for 6 months.
Yeah.
Bahrain. Where's Bahrain, Jen?
Beside like Qatar and all that, and
#1
Dubai.
there. #1 podcast there for 6 months.
Why did you never take advantage of that and get over and...
Don't know.
Get some
I
lives.
don't even know how to get
They
there.
would have having to give us an escort around Bahrain. The #1.
I love it. I would love it if I went there for a gig and there was just like posters of you in the streets and like the airport was named that, the Calvin and Terrence International Airport. I was like, boys, this is kicking off here, like get over.
That's like McTominay in Naples now.
Yeah, there's murals of them everywhere.
Shrines and all.
Shrines, you guys out there, yeah. People praying to it and everything.
Not even
I would
aware
love
of it.
Yeah, someone sent it to us one day and they're like, we've been checking this like every week. It's been #1 for the last month, so we checked it every day.
Yeah.
#1 for 6 months. 6 months.
What about your first live show? Like first time you got in front of a live audience?
Horrible again.
Yeah.
No, it went great. The show, probably my favourite show to date.
Right.
But horrible. The
Where was
backstage
it? Where was
feeling.
your first one?
Liberty Hall. So it's only 400 people, but like 400 people towards the end. I was like, that's going to be 400
That
people.
was our first live pod was about 400 people.
Was it, yeah?
Limelight, wasn't it?
It was
Oh yeah, it was
first,
less. Our
100.
first live one was about 120.
Yeah, but you'd been gigging, hadn't you? Like you'd done shows.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So you're probably just prepared.
Yeah, but
you
it's
still
still a bit
get
different. I know what you
nervous.
mean, but 400 is massive.
We
for
had
your first.
no idea what to do. So like we were like I remember just being behind the curtain and we were like, so 5 more minutes, and I was like, 5, we actually have to go out here.
Yeah.
He literally pushed me out.
Yeah, I remember pushing.
Like I jammed on the brakes, so I was like, I'm not going. I pulled the handbrake up and he just pushed me and I was like, oh, I'm out.
And is it, you being from Dublin, it's very much like set that in Dublin you record, like in Dublin. Is that like, is the reaction always all good? Or do you just get, is there like, I suppose everything people do and put out publicly gets like negativity and that kind of thing?
We're blessed.
Yeah, no, we are. It's if any criticism or negativity we get, it's usually like it's like reasonable, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like if someone says, you said this, I thought you could have handled that better, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's not like coming at you from a negative place, like you're a fucking prick, you did this, you did that. It's just like, oh lads, I thought you could have handled this better or talked about this more or whatever.
Right.
Now don't get me wrong, we've been slated.
Ah yeah.
Like we announced, like we put out the picture with the guest before the episode goes out, probably 2 or 3 days before.
Yeah.
And we did one with Nicola Talent. Fuck.
Big crime journalist.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people would say she's caused a lot of harm with her words and slated areas in Dublin. And we had her on to actually talk to her about this, but we put the guest picture up and people obviously thought we brought her in to say, look, well done on everything you've done, when that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
Get you.
So we put the picture up and we were fucking slated. We were like, no, just wait till
And
Tuesday.
you had to wait that 2 days for the
We were
episode
like,
to go out, where you
fuck.
can say, well, actually listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah. Actually ramblings around as well in the episode, but we tried.
Yeah.
So after people were like, look, you gave her a bash.
Yeah.
Well done.
And I mean that was in like, that was
2021.
yeah, but like within the first 35 episodes or something, so like we were fucking fresh in the game. Like she ran, as you said, she rang rings around. You could tell who the professional was in the room, and I was like, oh, so.
But same with Micheál Martin.
Yeah.
Like we put the picture up of Micheál Martin, everyone just kept saying that's photoshopped.
Yeah, people thought it was AI and all. Yeah.
Right.
But then we were fucking slated.
Yeah.
But then people listened to it again and they went, look, fair play to you actually.
Yeah.
Like I understand what he's doing.
I've never had a politician on. I don't think I'd be against it.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if I know enough about I don't know. I think it'd
that's
be tough,
my problem,
like.
Shane.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad that he's my co-host. Because if a politician came in or a journalist or anything like that and I had to put it to them, I'd put it to them, but then when they respond, I'm like, oh shit, I actually don't know enough about this.
But then I suppose we share that in common in that we don't know a lot about it, but like I say, we're trying to understand.
Mm-hmm.
People see that, they're like, well, you've no agenda going into it.
Yeah. When you have a politician though, people want you to go on and just slate them.
Yes.
Like, you're
Yes.
shit at your job.
Yep.
Look at these numbers. Why is it like that? You're a fucking prick, and then that's it. Whereas that's not a conversation.
Yes.
You
Like,
get
a
10
lot of
minutes
the
of that and they
messages-
leave. That's it.
Yeah.
A lot of the messages did say, like, I hope you open her up by calling him a fucking prick. It's like,
Why?
It would create a bad tone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he'll
but I
leave.
just mean he's
Yes.
probably just gonna go, I'm not doing this and walk
Yes.
out. So it's like, actually, let's try and actually have a conversation.
Yeah.
And if we get somewhere, we get somewhere. And if we don't, then he is a prick. You
Yeah.
might end up calling him a prick.
Yeah.
You don't know, like.
Speaking of big issues,
Oh, here
Here
we
we
go.
are.
when I did your poll, we had a bit of a
A Barney?
debacle. Is that said in Dublin?
Not really, but we can make it a thing if you
Debacle.
want.
Bit
We
of
can be like,
palaver.
look, we're at the being up the north. We came back with a new word.
Yep.
Debacle.
Palaver.
That sounds like a dessert.
Kerfuffle.
Palaver.
Where I was like, look, we'll get some lead after the podcast, and I wouldn't say I got tense, but there was a bit of confusion about whether the times would work, whether the location would work, and all that kind of, or whether the offer was that sincere for me.
So Stonehenge, the pyramids, and if Talking Bollox went for Nando's, which Shane thought 3 biggest mysteries in the world.
I don't know if you understand how bad that was for us in terms of.
I didn't at the time know how big it would get until the episode went out.
Oh, you will never understand, Shane. I remember opening the Talking Bollox Instagram page, and it was like loads. Well, when a new episode goes out, that tends to be loads of like a couple of messages about feedback.
Yeah.
I opened up and every single message was, "Did you go for Nando's?"
Did you just go?
Every single message, and we didn't answer anyone.
Just kept the mystery alive.
Do we talk about it?
No,
I don't think
Do
we
we?
should.
You think it's one of those things where like
just let
that's
it
between
be.
us?
Yeah.
Let it be what it was.
Now we've got 2 more avenues to go down on this. One is after in between episodes on Fridays we go to a place called Joxer in Hollywood here, just up the road. Really nice cafe restaurant. So we would like to extend
Oh wow.
an offer to you guys
Okay.
and your partners
Yeah.
and anyone else who's in the vicinity
Yeah.
to come for lunch with us.
Right, we'll let you know. We'll let you know.
Can we get back to you on that
Get back to me now on it.
Right,
Like,
the second.
immediately.
right now? Why wouldn't you like this about Nando's? So that wasn't so.
And do you know what made it worse about the Nando's thing? He was like, "Do you want to come to Nando's?" And you're like, "Oh, like Shane, I think you have to go. Like you have to be on stage in 40 minutes." And you're like, "Be grand."
No. I meant like, oh, it'll work. I wasn't like, fucking, you know. I did, the show was in Dunleary. I thought that was all close. You were like, it'll take you longer to get there than you have to eat.
You're the hardest person to get rid of out of our studio
Yeah.
ever.
Like you
said you
were late, and you still wouldn't live.
You said you record for an hour, and we did like 1 hour 40, and the 40 was us talking about whether we should go for dinner or not.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
But then I was like, maybe the venue and it'll take us too long to drive once we go to Nando's to the venue. Do you know where the Nando's was?
In Dunleary.
When I was in the green room, it was from me to your way. It was
No
across
way.
the street, a 1-lane street.
So I tell
Did you get Nando's? So now we're involved in the mystery of did Shane get Nando's?
No. I did, right? I did. But this changes. I got a takeaway.
Does it change?
So I wouldn't have had time to sit him,
Okay.
right? But a couple of things. You need to let me know before 1 here whether you can come for lunch with us.
It's literally 3 minutes away.
Yes. And
Okay.
secondly, we are going to be together
Oh,
in about a month
I'm nervous.
for Talking Bollox Live.
We are.
Are you nervous, Shane? I don't think you're prepared for this crowd. I actually don't think
I don't know if this crowd's prepared for me.
that's what I want to hear.
Yes.
That's exactly what I want to hear. We have.
Because when I
No,
walk
we've
in,
the
you know,
best. We've the best crowd.
when I walk in, you know what people say.
What?
You know what they say.
Yeah, there's Kevin Hart's me. Shane Todd.
Theo Vaughan's me.
You know what they say. Take all that out. They say that some people say it into themselves, some people say it out loud. When I arrive,
Yeah.
Daddy's home. They can sleep 'cause Daddy's home.
I'd say your kids don't even say that when you walk into the house.
Yeah. That was a bit.
That's why.
That's
a
shots
wild
fired.
comment.
That's shots fired.
If Dan laughed, I win.
Yeah.
Once Dan laughs. This is the worst thing about having your producers in the room with you. because you know the feedback if you say something. It might be tense between me and you, but if Dan laughs, I win.
They're not yes men.
No.
They
He's basically saying
all look nervous.
he's basically saying, Dan, you better shut the fuck up laughing. Look, I know, I can feel it off him.
Shane, I'm intimidated.
My kids love me.
And I say they do. But I just don't picture
But
them
they
saying,
say-
Daddy's home.
Well, they don't say daddy's home.
Okay.
Oh, daddy.
Oh, like that.
Oh, what the fuck? Don't laugh at my kids, man.
Sorry, bro. Daddy.
Do they say daddy or do they say toddy?
My kids don't call me
Toddy!
My kids aren't club reps in Ibiza. Oi, oi.
Where you from? Ireland, hey! I love a good call back in a podcast. It's great, isn't it?
No, I'm prepared. Look, I'll be there. That's me prepared. I'll be there.
I'm just saying, be prepared for how spontaneous the crowd is. Like,
That's great.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Listen.
And you don't know. We actually have stuff planned, and we're like, oh, this is going to be great. They won't realise this. This is going to be a surprise. Then our producer texts us today, oh, I have something planned that you don't know about.
Right.
So there's parts of this show that we're not even
I would
aware
hate
of.
it if I had to sing at some point. That would do my head in the Borgosh Theatre. If I had to fucking sing, I would hate that.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
I'm walking to Memphis, the Mark Home version. If you gave me the Cher version, I'd walk out. It's too fast tempo. I did that at the Stag Do in Magaluf once, but on the Cher version, I was fucking livid.
Write that down.
I still worked with
Write
it.
that down, mate. Just put in brackets, not the share version.
But yeah, look, I'm excited, but I'm wondering what the food situation is.
Phil?
Some people don't eat, things, you know.
What do you mean by the Phil situation?
Like, you've never heard of that before.
I'm away with the fairy shit.
But like, I wonder, like, do we eat together? How does it work? Do you guys not eat on the day of the show? If it's an 8 o'clock start, what time do you get to the venue? I don't know what way you boys like to work it.
Oh, we get to the venue at about 3.
Mental.
But
That's why you're nervous.
But I think that's only to make sure that Terence is there.
Yeah.
Because if you said Terence don't show up till 6, it'd be like fucking 6:15, and you'd be like,
Show up
what
at
if he doesn't
3,
come?
show up late afternoon, have a look around, check in, everything's all good, come back at 8:15.
No, that wouldn't go down well. 8:15 is very close.
7:15.
Yeah.
7:15.
No, 7:15. I like
7.
7 we meet in the middle, yeah. 7
o'clock.
That's what the Border Boys do. We literally meet in the middle. But I would hope that we would go for lunch now.
Yeah.
And
So would I.
So
and I
it's
would
1 o'clock.
I would hope at your live show, which we will put the link for that in the description.
Thank you.
And I am very excited to do it. I would hope. Now, what's the dress code?
Oh, we're going to be suited and built.
That's the thing you guys do.
Yeah.
You suit up for big occasions.
Yeah.
Do you want me to suit up?
Shane, you can wear whatever you want, pal.
I'd like it to suit up.
Now, when Daddy's wearing a suit.
Nobody's safe, like. You'd be
Wet,
like Marty Pell.
Wet. Does he where's Marty Pello? I go, put it this way, he's not here. I might suit up.
Suit up.
It's going to be a great time. I'm very excited for it because I went to see Hamilton at that venue.
Yeah.
And it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said to my wife,
I've only
"This
been in
is
it once.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Well, twice technically, but once for a show. I went to see the Book of Mormon and it
Right.
was unreal. But then we went to see it, and Terence is on the stage, and I was up like the very back, and he's like fucking like an ant on the stage. He's tiny.
Yep.
It's fucking crazy, but
It's a huge venue. It's our biggest show.
Yep.
yeah.
It's going to be
We're looking
great.
forward to it.
Venue is-
We've
What date in
announced
July?
July
11th.
11th, Friday night. There will be Shane Todd, Kyle Cobbler, Terence Cobbler, Talking Bollox, maybe more people. Maybe
I'll have to change. I just realised I'll have to change some plans if it's the 11th of July.
This is never a good sign.
I'll need
is
to
it?
get up the road pretty.
you might need an escort.
There will be escorts here on the 11th of July.
Well,
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Why did he do the noise?
sorry.
Nah, I have ceremonial duties on the 11th. I'll explain after when we're at lunch. Are we going for lunch?
Yeah.
Are we?
I accept the
I'll
offer.
see. I might have something to do. I might have to. You know, my sister's in-laws are from up here.
Dan's very confused.
No, Dan wants to go for lunch because we got to start.
Do we have to go right now?
We've got to start a live stream episode of 2.
Right.
So we go for lunch and we go.
Not being smart, Dan, but that sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, Shane. Nah, he's not wrong.
Like, we came to you, so like,
We travelled far.
and
Yeah.
and I'm offering you sustenance.
say that again.
I'm offering you food. Remember, it's the thing if you're.
It sounded like
belly's
you was about
rumbling.
to sneeze there, didn't it? I'm
Yeah.
offering you
I'm offering you guys to get fed and watered before you hit the road again.
Right.
Yeah,
So I don't think there's a problem here at all.
No, he's right.
I mean, if you think there's a problem, maybe there's a problem.
And yeah, it's between 11 and 4.
It fucking is.
Do you ever see it?
It's literally right in the middle of 11 and 4. It's 1. It couldn't be any more.
There was an interview I saw a SEAL Team 6 guy do, and the interviewer said, how long would it take for you to clear this room? And he said 7 seconds. Sometimes I think about that stuff too.
That's like...
Ask me.
How long?
4 seconds.
But
and by the way, that's still time for me to take a sip of tea.
Can I just say, a bad fart is clear around.
Yeah.
His snoring clear room.
His snoring would clear around.
Oh, it's bad, yeah.
It would. It rocked the foundations. I listened to a recent episode of You Done, and there was like drilling going on. I thought I was turning to sleep downstairs. That's what it was like.
I'm going to wear a suit.
Do you wear a suit?
I'm going to wear a suit.
Are you going 3-piece or 2-piece? Are you going t-shirt?
0.5.
2-piece.
I'll go 2-piece. I'll go 2-piece.
I couldn't see you in a blazer.
Are you going to wear a tie?
Yeah.
It's very formal.
Do you wear a tie?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I might.
I might wear a tie and Terence might not. You know what I mean? Keep you guessing. You'll be like, what
Spice
the
her up.
fuck is going on there?
Yeah. Boys, I'm looking forward to it. I hope we're going for lunch here.
We are.
See what happens.
Are we?
Well, the offer's there.
Yeah.
This one seems more sincere than the Nando's offer.
Nando's offer was sincere, but I didn't know the lay of the land in Dublin. Like, I don't know where my nearest Nando's is. I don't know.
We actually looked her up on Google Maps and gave it the exact distance away it was.
That's right.
And you hadn't got enough time.
Yeah.
And you were like, it's grand.
Yeah.
I mean, like, people pay to see you on stage in 40 minutes and you were like, it's grand.
Yeah.
And I was like, that fucking Theo Von gig has gone to his head.
Yeah.
So we're going for lunch, eh?
Can we introduce you as Kevin Hart's mate, Shane Todd?
Just say Daddy's home.
I don't think Kevin Hart's in that film.
He probably is. That sounds like a movie he'd be in.
He's in everything.
Yeah.
He's like fucking sand.
Yeah.
Do you ever see when you come on the beach and you're like, oh yeah, there's no sand, you take your shoes off, sand everywhere.
Kevin Hart, sir.
You come on,
Take
you
your shoes off.
take your shoes off, Kevin Hart falls out. He falls out the left shoe, you take the right one off, the rock falls out that one. You're like, fucking two of you are in everything.
Boys, thank you very much for coming down the road,
Shane,
and doing this.
Came up the road, bro.
Came up to you, bro.
Came up.
And then I was about to go tickets for the live show are in the description. Dan, take it out.
Cut that. That's the power you have.
That's the par.
Par.
Terence Par.
So tickets to the live show are in the description of this show.
Yeah, and you're not going to do what I did to you. We're ending this pod because we do have to go for lunch.
Do we?
If you want to, the offer's there. He wants to go for lunch more than anything because the leak's face is coming out where he's, I can see in his eyes he's sad because he wants to go for lunch.
Wouldn't he be great to play poker with?
Yeah.
He always says that. It's not true.
Boys, thank you.
He's left.